Velma seems to be the undisputed champion when it comes to bad TV shows, with critics and audiences alike giving it some of the lowest ratings possible, and rightfully so. They're taking a beloved franchise like Scooby-Doo and using it as their own personal urinal, just disrespecting the franchise by doing everything wrong. And ever since I made my initial video just dunking on Velma a couple days ago, two pretty major updates have came out, one of them being a rumored second season is already in the works, and it's a pretty credible rumor. And now you may be asking, how is there a season 2 already in the works when the show was so poorly received? Well, it seems to be from the mass amounts of hate watching, because Velma's premiere is HBO Max's most watched animated original show of all time. So if a season 2 does get made, it's going to be on all y'all's hate watching hands. Not me, because I watched the show through a totally legitimate third-party site that doesn't support HBO Max directly, but it's completely, totally legitimate. Not illegal. But that brings me into my main point on this. Yes, people are hate watching, but I think the show is deliberately set up to make people want to hate on it. I think the show is hate baiting. Because surely nobody in their right mind would take a beloved IP like the Scooby-Doo franchise and then take those cherished childhood characters that you grew up with and kind of make you start to hate them from the terrible cliches that they've turned them into. They literally turned them into the monsters that they were once hunting down and, solving mysteries of. Like, none of these characters even somewhat remotely resemble the characters you grew up with. And that's, I believe, very much by design. This is a conspiracy theory, if you will, but it seems very obvious. I think they're hate baiting. They're wanting people to hate on the show, and they're intentionally making it so unbelievably bad with all the bad cliches and terrible fourth wall breaks they're doing to make people talk about it and spread the word about the show, going about the notion that all press is good press, which I think that's just kind of dumb, but I guess the results speak for themselves. Velma is their most watched animated original of all time. I don't know if I would particularly put that reward up on the mantle, but it's there. I guess in the end it really just comes down to, is the hate worth the money? And to these big corporations, yes it is. Anything's worth money. So it seems like season 2 is all but confirmed, and it's due to a bunch of hate watchers. I guess the corporate bigwigs up there at HBO Max don't really, they either don't care or they just are so oblivious to the public's opinion on their show that they just see the numbers are up and the money's coming in and they say, hey, you know what? Go ahead and greenlight season 2. I don't know why they took a puff right there, but I felt that was really necessary. Adds emphasis, Now, this brings me to my second point, which is this rumor that was going around Twitter that they're going to introduce a character called Scooby with an I instead of a Y due to the licensing reasons, which is why they weren't allowed to put Scooby-Doo the dog in the show. So they're going to make a character called Scooby and make him the love interest of Shaggy, or Norville in this show as he's called. And I'm just going to go ahead and spoil that one for you. It's just your typical Twitter user spreading mass misinformation without checking their facts. Because this is false. That character you see right there on the right that they were calling Scooby turns out to just be one of the popular girls in the clique with Daphne, and her name is Gigi. She just decided to be herself, I guess, and, stop hanging out with them, dress how she wants, look how she wants, and now she's seems to be a love interest of Shaggy. But I'll read the original post to you. It says, "Oh, the following episodes get so much worse. Meet Scooby. Fellow food reviewer Norville dates to get over Velma." Yeah, Scooby with an I. Evil finds a way. I just always think it's so funny when people spread misinformation and so many people believe it. Like, this is on Twitter, so everybody's gonna believe it. Nobody fact checks anything on Twitter. They just see something and take it like it's the 10 Commandments and they start living by it. Nobody fact checks stuff on Twitter, and it makes it so funny when stuff like this spreads around and so many people are gullible enough to believe it at face value. But I guess at the end of the day, it's not so much the person's fault that posted it, it's everyone else's fault for believing it because it's on Twitter. My rule for life is don't believe anything you see on Twitter because most likely it's not true. or it's just so dumb you shouldn't even listen to it in the first place. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for the Velma updates. I didn't intend to make another video. I'm especially not going to talk about the show anymore. I'm not going to watch it anymore either. I just wanted to talk about these two pretty big tidbits of information because they really shocked me when I seen them. So yeah, I guess just stay in school, don't do drugs, or do drugs and drop out of school. I don't personally care. Hell, start gambling if you want to. Develop a crippling gambling addiction. I'll catch you in the next one.